is on the track.
Hey, let that ride. That track be hitting, yo. That don't be hitting. Good evening. Welcome to another episode of the Frag Illuminati. I'm the host this week, Be Easy, with my esteemed brethren going around the table, starting off with Mr. Rock.
What up, though?
And we got who? We got Charlie Wilson in the house. What's up, Charlie? What's good?
You already know.
My man, Charlie Wilson. And then we got the G man
I got
himself.
everything on the line trying to get mine.
What's going on, G? What's happening out there in Texas?
Oh, ain't much, man. Rock, what's that say on your hat, man?
It says it's the sauce for me.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, I'm over here feeling a little saucy.
We got another exciting episode today, and what we're going to talk about is notes and moods and scents. Some people feel that when we get fragrances, we wear them because it smells good. But then if you go a little bit deeper in the history of fragrances, certain scents and stuff is used in order to generate certain types of moods. You also see some perfumers that will use certain ingredients in order to trigger certain responses from the opposite sex as well. So what we're going to do, my theme guest, we're going to break down some of the notes for certain moods, because one of the things you're going to recognize after this episode is not the same for everybody, because fragrances are so subjective. So what we're going to do is going to go with the professor first and bring him in and talk about some of the fragrances some of the notes. Let's get fragrances out of the way. Some of the notes that you use in order to generate certain moods.
Generate certain moods?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it worked like that. I think what happens is that the note or the feeling or the scent or the smell of whatever, it produces the mood on its own. I don't think that there is you pick out a note and it says, okay, I want to feel like this today, so I'm gonna wear this particular note. It may be, because I mean, I guess you could say, okay, well, if I want to feel thuggish, maybe I'll grab me a tobacco note. If I want
There we go.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
If I want to feel romantic, I'll grab a rose note or something of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
But typically it's from my experience, there's just some notes or some fragrances you wear them, and just the overall scent from them, it either uplifts you or brings a certain type of feeling out of you.
Dr. Dre, you got the extensive collection, 6 flow, the whole 9. You got every note that is named to the mankind.
Mm-hmm.
Is it any particular ones that you use to generate a particular mood?
Not necessarily.
Mm.
Honestly, I don't. It's like I mean, I would believe that if you're trying to get in a happier mood, you would go for something a little bit brighter.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you're trying to be a little bit more seductive, you'll go with something a little bit darker. I mean, I would like to believe those things. I mean, that's about as far as I go with it.
I got
I don't
you.
really think too much about it.
What about you, G?
I think there's certain things that would trigger it. I agree with Rock and I agree with Ray.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's certain notes and certain fragrances, how well it's blended is what you can wear. And I'll give you an example. If you think about a fragrance that's got coconut in it,
Mm-hmm.
Automatically you think about going to the beach, being on some type of resort,
Mm-hmm.
kicking
Mm-hmm.
back, relax. You ain't thinking about fighting 5 or 10 people. It's just
Mm-hmm.
one of those things. It puts you in vacation mode. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I think another one, you get those earthy tones out of those freshy scents. Those are the kind of things that you wear in springtime that would make you spontaneous to do things. It doesn't necessarily lay you back.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of keeps you going. A vanilla note and
Mm-hmm.
some fragrances is kind of relaxing, but it's also seductive at the same time. So I
Mm.
would say it's the note, certain notes and certain blends of fragrances is what triggers the response that you're going to get from the fragrance, like Rock is saying. So it's a combination of both. He put it in a nutshell,
Mm-hmm.
and so I'm jumping on the back of what he said and what Dre said.
All right. One of the things that I had noticed is one of the people from the group, BFA group, we had a detailed conversation online about that. And one of the things that she had mentioned is that a lot of people don't understand why certain notes trigger certain type of reactions. And we got into almost an hour conversation about it. So when I got back into fragrances, I used it more of a therapeutic thing. Remember when I first met you, I was saying it's more therapeutic. And what I noticed is that when you look at certain notes, like let's say a citrus is usually stimulates thought, uplifting, just like what Rock had mentioned. So a lot of times when a person wants to have, remember I told you what did I usually wear at a meeting? I usually will wear green Irish tweed, and it has like a citrus note in it. And the reason why I do it because I'm going into a hostile environment, and I wear the citrus in order to bring up the mood. Sometimes if I feel down or whatever, come out of the shower, whatever, I may throw in a nice citrus scent. Let's say this is not really citrus, but we talked about on the upper episode was Torino 21. Man, as soon as I hit that Torino 21, I just feel lively and I boost myself up.
It's like
Now,
impossible, and I think that has the same reaction to
mhm,
anybody that wear it because it's just that type of scent,
yep,
right?
yep,
And I made a post
hmm
last week, and I said it's pretty much impossible to wear this fragrance and be in a bad mood, right?
hmm
So
now,
it has that type of effect on it. It just feels bright.
now, you know the ones who got kids, what's one of the main ones we used to use to put them children to sleep?
Melatonin. My bad.
That
My bad,
good
fellas.
old lavender. I know my grandfather was like, boy, if you want to get some sleep, give them babies that lavender bath. Apparently, lavender has this soothing effect. I've been to a spa and a few times they would use like lavender in the background while I'm getting a massage or whatever. And it has that effect. Yeah, I think you said in one episode, Bernard, you or Rock was talking about lavender, that you like lavender in a scent. And
Yeah,
lavender is supposed to be one of the ones that's kind of like more soothing. They said like with florals are more if you're angry or if you're trying to change a mood, the florals kind of like shift. In the old days, what we used to do to give a woman whenever a woman get upset, we used to give her what? Give her some flowers, right? Apparently the
Oh,
flowers,
right.
the rose is supposed to stimulate something in order to get a chemical reaction in order for them to change. Gourmand is supposed to give you this type of feeling where it's soothing. And it goes back to what you were saying before. It triggers a thought in the past. So let's say if you have, I think Dre was talking about chocolate. So let's say if I smell a chocolate scent, it may trigger the thought of my grandmother's chocolate cake or a particular chocolate dessert that I like. One of the things I liked about Creed, remember that initial line that they brought out? Each one of them supposed to represented a particular section to try to send you to that area. Remember when Virgin Mount was it Virgin Island water with the coconut? It's
they'll have
supposed to
a story.
send you straight to like if you're on a cruise or a Caribbean cruise. Himalayan is supposed to be if you up in the mountains, real brisk and bright. Green Irish Tweed, the citrus, green, you know what I mean? So it seemed like every one of their scents, they was trying to trigger something in order to stimulate a thought. So a lot of times when people look at notes, the notes will either send you to a moment, or either the note is going to stimulate something within your senses in your brain, and from the smell, in order to take you into a certain place. So, like when Rock, I think, was saying, if you want, no, I think Dre was saying you want to be seductive, I wear something dark. Those darker notes is the thing in order to trigger those type of reactions. So let's talk about some of the things that we are aware. If since it's the first day of spring, what are some of the things that you're aware in regards that some of your favorite notes that can get you in that spring type feel?
Well, we already discussed Torino 21, which is a
Mm-hmm.
nice uplifting spring summer scent.
Mm-hmm.
Um, let's see. Um, uh,
The
uh,
Ventus, man.
He
Just say
beat,
Ventus,
oh
man.
my God, he over there
what?
beatboxing, son.
Just say
But
Ventus, man. We all know Ventus is in there.
Oh,
it's been
oh.
okay. I would
I
either
mean, that's,
I would go one deeper. I would go and this is a new fragrance. I would go blockade. So
Blockade could definitely be it.
right.
Mm-hmm.
So very uplifting
Um,
sense. Right.
I don't
So
know. It's
Mm-hmm.
kind of hard for me to think of anything outside of what. I mean, because I actually put 40 knots in there.
Mm.
oh yeah.
Um,
Oh yeah.
I put but then I don't want to kind of stick around the Ventus esque
Yeah,
fragrances
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
because you know a lot of them carry that pineapple scent, and
Mm-hmm.
even if it doesn't have the note, it has the scent of
Mm-hmm.
or the profile or whatever. So it's kind of hard to stray away from that when you talk about spring, summer stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I can put Bulgari or Bulgari Tiger in there. I think that'll probably
Mm.
be a good one.
Mm. What about you, G?
I would go for a spring scent. Um, I would go original better.
Mm.
You know, a lot
Mm.
of people like to use vetiver in their spring scents, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so, because one thing about spring, you want your fragrances to be able to transition between the warm and cold weather that happens in
Mm-hmm.
the springtime. So, you would see that a lot of people do go ahead and use go with vetiver.
And I honestly, I think that's about when I wear that. I really don't wear it too much in the summer.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Around springtime, that thing shines, man. I mean, it just shines.
What about the Apple one that you talked about, the Clock Christian? Do you
That
think that will fall along that line too?
no, I think that's more of a colder climate fragrance
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because
Oh,
it's kind of like a thick fragrance. But I, from what I wore it in the wintertime, I think it wears better. And I don't know if I wear it in the summer. Maybe I can pull it off in the spring. I hadn't had it that long, but
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
would think that because of the thickness of that formula in that fragrance, it would be better suited for a colder climate. In my opinion, Dre may have something different on that.
Because it seemed like something came up. What's going on, Dre?
I mean, that might actually be pulled off. I don't know if in high heat, but a
Mm-hmm.
little
Mm-hmm.
bit of heat that might actually work. I'm kind of with Leonard on that. I don't think it's really geared for the
Mm-hmm.
spring, summer, but
Mm-hmm.
I think it could be pulled off. Kind of like
Mm.
BR 540.
True.
I mean,
Yeah,
it may not be necessarily geared for it, but
Mm-hmm.
you
Mm-hmm.
can pull it off.
yeah. See, I don't. I hadn't had it long enough to experiment through the summer months with it, so I can't
I
really.
haven't either, actually.
Yeah, but I do think it works well in the colder months. From what I've
It's a banger in the cold, but I think I'm gonna try it out this summer and see what it does. But I think it might be able to be pulled off. I don't think it's anything that's too heavy for the heat
Mm-hmm.
necessarily.
it's
I
not.
don't know if I don't know if he would really bring it out for it, but
Mm-hmm.
you
Yeah,
ain't got nothing else to do. You might as well throw it on.
yeah, it's not like a Killian product, man. It's not that
Mm-mm.
thick.
Mm-hmm.
It is some substance to it, but it's not thick like the Killian Straight to Heaven and liquor lines that they have. So I'll see what it does in the summer.
Now let's throw
Well,
another one out. Go ahead, Dre. Go ahead.
oh well, no, I was just gonna say I think spring summer. I think that's what makes the like the whole thing kind of difficult when you're talking about spring summer stuff because they're all kind of similar. Like that's
Mm-hmm.
when this is like I think I kind of compare it to like clothing. It's like yeah, you can get a million different type of tank tops, but it's still gonna be a tank top at the end of the day. It's like
Mm-hmm.
the colder months is when you can really break out your real clothing and style up the way you want to. And I think it's the same way with
Mm-hmm.
fragrances. Like the darker ones and the ones with the most complex notes are what can be broke out during the wintertime and things like that. I think the summertime you're pretty much blue. Like it's just blue fragrance.
Or
Like,
tropical.
Yeah.
Or tropical. Right.
I mean,
'Cause,
yeah, like something because
yeah,
even with tropical, I still kind of put it in the blue category.
exactly. It
Mm-hmm.
puts you in that vacation type of mood.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And then some
Mm-hmm.
in a lot of your, like what Dre was saying, your more winter, they put you in a festive, more of a um winter holidays type of mood. Right.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
mhm,
Mm-hmm.
right. Because we were talking on another show when I said we were talking about Overture from Amirage. Amirage. And to me, that fragrance immediately puts me in the mood of Thanksgiving. Right. And
Mm.
so and it's a couple of others that does the same. I can't think of them right off the top of my head, but that one puts me immediately in the mood of Thanksgiving.
Like around that time, Orjon and I think Italica does that for me because Italica
Mm-hmm.
is a gourmand and Orjon has that cinnamon nutmeg. It
Mm-hmm.
automatically put me in that Thanksgiving and Christmas type of feel
Right.
right off the rip.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then
Mm-hmm.
you got like certain roses, that puts you right in the mood of it, get you in the mood for Valentine's Day. Ooh, satin mood, immediately Valentine's Day is what I think about.
wait a minute, because I got a question for Lilith though.
Uh-oh.
Wait a minute. Do you think because we know how what is that black caviar? We know how
Mm.
that is. Do you think that's geared for the summer?
I think you can.
Would do well.
I think you can wear it. I don't know about wearing it in the summer, extreme heat. I don't. I don't think I wouldn't pull it off because of the scent. I wouldn't pull it off in the heat. I just don't think it would fare well in the heat.
Mm.
I think the winter months wouldn't be one that I would wear. The spring, yeah, I'd wear it because I think it's safe. But
Mm.
the high heat, I'd be afraid to wear that one, man.
Like, 'cause when I think of spring, summer too, like I do think a lot about the fresher, not like fresher, greener, or
Right.
Mm-hmm.
aquatic scents.
Yeah.
Mm.
And it's like that one. That one is like straight, kind of saltwaterish.
Yeah.
That's
Mm-hmm.
why I was wondering, like, if you thought that could possibly work well in the heat.
I would, well, if the heat, because, we live in hot states, Texas and Alabama,
Mm-hmm.
90-degree weather, no. I wouldn't even touch
Don't even try it.
He
it.
said, hell no.
70, 75 at the highest, yeah, I'd give it
Mm-hmm.
a shot. But 90 degrees,
Okay.
no. No. No,
Yeah, I think I can agree there.
So
no.
all the go
I,
ahead, Donna.
I don't think it would shine in the cold. I just think it's too light to shine in the cold. I just think the spring is probably the better months.
That's what I was thinking because I'm like I don't really know what weather profile that would shine in. Like I don't really think it's a shining scent. Shining scent.
No, it's
Mm-hmm.
one of those. And the one we're talking about is the black caviar, Elyptimus black caviar.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those things, man. It's a unique fragrance. It's not for everybody. It hardly ever gets talked about, but I think it's one of those fragrances that if you want something extremely unique in your collection, that not a lot of people would get or have or understand, that would be a good one to have. Would you say, Drake?
Yeah, I think I'm with you. Like just as far as unique, yeah, that's a unique scent. That's a like I mean, just like I said, I mean everybody won't like it because
Right.
everybody doesn't like that saltwater scent. But
Mhm.
if you're one that likes that type of thing, because it changed, like it really just opens up with that, and then it just breaks down to other stuff that I don't know about, and it
Mhm.
I mean, it works. It works for
Yeah,
what it
it's not
works for.
fragrance, man. It just, if you can get past the opening, you'll be okay.
I was say that's the biggest thing. You got to get past the opening because the opening it'll catch you and it won't last long, but it will stick around in your nose.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
And that's supposed to be the smell of caviar that catches you on the opening. And I've heard
Mm-hmm.
described as you smell like a fish market.
Basically,
I don't know what kind of mood that would be. You smell like a fish market, man.
I don't know if you trying to sell any type of deals, don't wear that.
I know that's right.
If you hungry, you get ready to fry some fish up or something, man. Get some seafood.
Gotcha.
That's
So what
about it.
about booze scents? What booze scents? What when you wear a booze scent, how do it make you feel? When do you usually wear
For me, booze scents, those are normally winter scents for me.
it? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
For the thickness of the formula, I,
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what are we talking about? What seasons we wearing them, or what moves they put us in?
I'm just saying what kind of mood it will put you in when you're wearing the booze.
Right.
How about say yeah? Because
But
I'm
you're getting both at the same time. People talking about when they will wear it as well as the feeling behind it.
well,
What happened?
Drake camera fell down or
oh
something.
my bad.
There you go.
So
Alright.
so Rob, go ahead and talk to us about a booze.
I mean, when I'm wearing, okay, so most of the time if I'm wearing a boozy scent, and it also depends on the boozy scent.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like if I'm wearing something like Kute, which also has a tobacco, it's got that honey,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right? That would be considered, that's like a bad boy scent, to be honest with you. It puts you in that kind
Mm-hmm.
of, puts you in that bad boy type of mood. It's something that I would
Mm-hmm.
wear at a cigar bar, and you
Mm-hmm.
feel like it gives you kind of an invisible feeling,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and of course, because of the heaviness of the scent, yeah, you're gonna wear it in a you're gonna wear it. I mean, you're gonna wear it in a cold weather environment. But then you also have boozy scents like um I'm sorry, side effect, right?
Mm-hmm.
Boozy scents like side effect that also has that vanilla in it, or vanilla in it. It also has the rum in it, and also tobacco. But that gives you
Mm-hmm.
a completely different type of feeling. That puts you more like a romantic feeling. So you can't pigeonhole every particular scent into one
Mm-hmm.
category. It's just
Mm-hmm.
that the way it's blended and how it gets you going. You got one
Mm-hmm.
particular boozy scent that puts you in that. I wish a motherfucker would run. Right. Then you got one particular one that you ready for all the ladies to come. So it just depends.
Got you. What's going on with you, Dre?
I mean, I'm with them there. Like
Mhm.
the boozy does give you the
Mhm.
I'm a man feel like you walk in the building, like you recognize a man when you see him. That's pretty much what they do for me is like
Mhm.
just like I said, same thing with the occasions like it's the winter months,
Mhm.
the certain because for me, I mean, of course we all wear them whenever we want to, but
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
think they are better for like the cigar bars or just a bar in general,
Mhm.
and you could have on a nice cool fit and then just walk in just with your chest out, poked out, your head held high, like, hey, I'm a man. Like, you just gotta watch out.
I know that's right.
Man, you got them clouds over there and them creeds. So what you wear, G, man? That is in along that boozy line.
Real question, real quick before we go in that.
Go ahead.
Angel share.
Mm-hmm.
Would you think, Drake, that it's Killian product, but do you think that that's not a sexy, seductive type of fragrance?
Ooh, Angel Share is a tough one because I think, for me, I think Angel Share gives me the same feeling to an extent, but it also gives me like come close to me type thing.
Yeah,
It's
because
like, I would think it's a sexy scent.
Yeah, like I think it's more of a sexier scent than kind of bold.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it for me at least it would give me. I mean, because even with all the stuff we're talking about, you could say a fragrance that gives you a certain mood that it would give something different for somebody else. So for me personally, it would probably give me the more of the sexier vibe, like be close to me type thing, and while still having that certain like a slight boldness about it, but it's not just out there like I'm here, like recognize me.
Real talk.
comfortable.
What did you get from it, G? You get the same type of feel from it?
From Angel Share?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think to me, Angel Share, and we're talking about seasons because it's important to know if when to wear a fragrance. You can wear them year round, but if you wear a scent like Angel Share, which to me is a seductive, sexy scent, in the summertime, I think you're defeating yourself by doing that because I think it's too potent to wear in the summer months. I don't think it'd be as effective. I think it'd be more effective in the winter months and to project out a seductive scent. If you're attractive, you want people to look at you in an attractive manner. I just don't think it would go well in the summer months because of the thickness of the fragrance. That's just my thought. Even though it's a seductive fragrance, I just don't think it wears well in the summer months.
I mean, but you have summer. There are fragrances that you can wear in the summer that will trigger that same type of mood or that emotion, right?
I agree.
40 knots, Naxos. Those will, I mean, especially during the nighttime, because you're talking about when the weather is cooled down it's to the point where you can wear those particular type of heavy scents. Even Angel Share, if you wear it at night and you wear it in moderation, you don't spray it willy-nilly, it can still do all of that, right? Do all of that in the summertime in the evening, right? But in the evening, but there are still scents that are targeted in the summer, targeted for in the summer, in the evening, that will generate that same type of mood.
I agree with that. Now, but you have to understand this though. Your summer weather may not be my summer weather.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That too. I'm about to say, so it can change up.
I'm from Michigan, so I know all about humidity. Right. One of the best things about being in Colorado is that we don't have the humidity, right? And so we don't have the humidity. So our summers, in my opinion, are gorgeous, right? So and I've been in the military, so I've spent time in Wichita Falls and in Lawton. And we hung out in Dallas, so I know how those summers are in Dallas. So I definitely understand the difference. I definitely understand the difference.
In the day is 99, and in the evening is 86.
Exactly.
Treacherous, yo.
Yeah.
Now
into that point, Leonard. We go see a concert. It's a concert that they give here in July. That's up on a mountain. It's about 10,000 feet up, and 10,000 feet up. And I just want to tell you the contrast of it, or how the weather is different here. we went a couple of years ago, and we looking at the weather and the forecast, and it was like 66 to 70 degrees. We thinking it's about to be cold, but you got to think about it. You up on 10,000 degrees altitude, and that sun is beaming down. That 67 degrees feels like it's about 85.
Yeah.
Right. And so, yeah, it definitely is a difference.
Yeah, y'all's well as bipolar, man. I spent
Mm-hmm.
Y'all gonna be all over the place.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
The first
It'd be out of control.
degree. The second day it went up to 81. The third day went back to 75. The fourth day it started raining. The fifth day I got snowed in, couldn't fly out.
Wow.
I'm like,
That's the reason. That's the
That's
reason why I
crazy.
can't get my son to move here. I've been trying to get my son to move here the last 3 years, and he's like, He's like, y'all weather too bipolar for me.
it
But
is.
he about to move to Chicago though.
Because you already know it's
Yeah.
gonna be that. It's either gonna be hot or cold.
Yeah.
But y'all, one day, like I'll go out there.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go out there real quick. It'll
Mm-hmm.
be 85 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
Let me make it 20 miles down the road and it's snowing.
Mm.
Like it's out of control. Like y'all weather is
Yeah, it's
ridiculous.
crazy. I mean, and that's within the city. That's within the
I
city.
mean, it's just
The
within.
weather
Like
can
it don't even make
fluctuate.
sense.
The weather can fluctuate 5-10 degrees from the east side of the city to the west side of the city.
Wow.
It's crazy. Yep.
I'm gonna tell you, I've got certain fragrances that I wear since we're talking about moods.
Mm.
I think it's important that first of all you be confident within who you are, number one.
Mm.
Because even if you're confident in who you are, it doesn't matter what you wear. What you wear is just going to accentuate who you are.
Mm. Mm.
So I have some that I wear, and I'll tell you, man, this is not everybody's cup of tea.
Mm.
If I get suited and booted, the slang word that they use for suited and booted, that means suit down and got nice shoes on. I'm
Follow.
dressed to kill. I'll put the grown man scent on.
Wow.
And
Said no games.
when I put this on, Creed, Boy to Portugal, I feel like I'm in charge of everything in that room I walk into. Because this is an affluent, wealthy man's scent for mature men. And this, I promise, once you put it on, you'll feel that confidence that not only do I dress well, I look well, I carry myself well, but I smell just like I look.
So what is it in that fragrance that pushes that?
It's a fougere.
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody likes a fougere.
Gotcha.
It's just the vibe, the way the thing comes off.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing with the Hooligan Let Me Rock Fougere Roll Extrait. It's the same kind of vibe with that one, man. It's a beautiful scent if you like fougères, but if you don't like them, you'll hate it. So there are fragrances that, I'll wear this number one applied crystal. I'll put that on. You can't tell me I ain't worth $1 million.
So Bernie, what would be a fragrance that put you in that same type of mood that made you just feel like money?
Shit. I gotta think on that, bro. I don't even think I have that in my collection yet.
What about you, Dre?
Oh, we already know where we going. 6th
Uh-oh.
floor.
Rosa.
6th floor?
He said 6th
Zillion
floor.
6th floor.
Well, I mean,
Every
okay,
time.
you just got that one. So
I
prior
don't
to
care. That's what it is. I'm going with it. Because before that, it would have been it would have probably been if I had to think, it'd be either Rosa, Amber Oud, or PDLN3.
oh, okay. It was
It'd have
40
been one of
knots
them
for
two.
me. It was 40 knots for me. 40 knots in Georgia. I'm sorry, in Naxos. Whenever I wear that, yeah, I feel like I feel like nothing but money. Nothing but money.
I think the only one that come close to that for me is Richwood because this smells so refined and it's way different than any of the other stuff that I have in my collection.
Mm-hmm.
When I wore it today, I was like, "Whoa, it's just a whole different vibe from the rest of the stuff that I
Try to tell you.
have." I
Now,
appreciate you.
I hung out once, and
Hmm.
I had a lady friend with me,
Hmm.
and
Be easy now. Be easy. Be easy now.
okay, yeah. And after she left, she was like telling me that she still smelled her fragrance on me. She said it smells expensive.
Hmm.
And,
Hmm.
smells my fragrance on her, and she smells expensive. And I
Hmm.
was wearing Musk Driver Jour.
Mm.
Right. So that's another one. Right.
Yeah, that one's a tough one.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
If I
since we're in this category, let's talk about the seductive
Mm-hmm.
fragrances. Mr. Rod, we start with you, Dre, and then we go to the G man. Hey, look at I see you smiling. Look at it. Hey, you reaching already. Oh, okay.
we
I
talking,
mean, this is a fragrance that just tells you as soon as someone smells it on you, they just know what time it is.
Mm.
Right. And so and and it's not a faux jour, I'm sorry, it's not a gourmand,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's not a faux jour or anything like that. It's just a combination of it. It has that it has that pimento in it, that pimento
Mm.
and that smoke in it. It's just a
Mm-hmm.
sexy scent, right?
Mm.
And it gives you it once you smell it and you can put it on you, and it feels like once you put it on, it kind of heats up, and it
Mm-hmm.
just it oozes that feeling of someone just wanting to be close to you.
which one is
Mm-hmm.
that?
Hypnotizing Fire by the Harmonists.
I should have known.
Mm-hmm.
You said yeah, Silver Mountain Water. Mhm. Mhm. Right.
He said some mountain water.
Yeah.
So what about you, Dre? Because
I
you
actually got
reached
a
you
go ahead.
reshuffled your collection a little bit, so now I'm wondering which ones that you have that you would use as your seductive.
I think I'm still gonna go in the same direction.
Okay.
I got a 3-in-1 combo,
Oh
and
shit.
that's only because all of these pretty much smell like Louis Vuitton, Ombre Nomad,
Mm.
Boa DC Dazzling, and Zerjoff Coexistence.
Whoa.
Every last one rose oud combos.
Mm.
So they do what they're supposed to do when they're supposed to do them. I'm gonna say and they're all. I think another one I can kind of add in that is to a certain degree because this one differs just a little bit, and I got to figure out what it is that makes it different. But Nishane Mana, that's
Mm.
another one that kind of falls along the same. Oh no, I'm tripping. That and Roja Nua. Those
Mm.
all kind of fall strictly in the rose categories, and you can't lose with those.
Now I
Mm.
know that we all wear our fragrances for ourselves, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And of
Mm-hmm.
course we wear them for the ladies. Now I was watching a fragrance a fragrance reviewer the other day,
And
and
then he
he put out
said,
a
"Do you wear any for the dudes?" Oh my
yeah,
bad.
he had a fragrance about which fragrance do you wear to impress other dudes, right?
Oh no, he said it for real. I
Huh?
was joking.
Oh.
Yeah, it was like okay, because I guess the topic or the rationale was fragrances that you wear to, I mean, you wear to impress other dudes. The rationale is that most women they get dressed. We think that women are getting dressed up and made up or whatever to impress us. They doing it to impress other women, right? When you're in an environment with other bosses, right? What fragrance do you wear to let other bosses know that you here to play. Like he said, like G-Man said, boys, Portugal, what other fragrance do you wear to let other bosses know that you there to play? Not play, but
No, no, pause, pause.
I'm not there. I'm not there.
not there to play, but you there to be taken seriously. You understand what I mean?
Okay.
Uh,
Let me put this out here first. I could
Okay.
guess what about a dude thinks.
Mm-hmm.
Now, right up front. Now, women are different. Women
Mm-hmm.
critique other women.
Mm-hmm.
With women, it's kind of more of a competition. I don't think it's that way with men.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say that, I might, if I see a dude dressed up to the T and I'm walking around, he's sharp, I might say, man, you clean as everything, man.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not from a competitive standpoint. I'll give him his props, but as far as trying to impress a dude on how I smell or how I smell, I don't care nothing about that, man, because that ain't who I'm trying to,
yeah.
So you telling me that there's no dudes fragrances out there?
I got two that's like that. Like if I'm playing poker, hanging out with the dudes, I got two that I will wear for that.
if you're doing that, Rock, and I would do like a Royal Oud. If I'm just hanging with the fellas, I do a Royal Oud.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Tabarone Millicene Creed.
Mm-hmm.
Those are fragrances that you don't wear to attract women with.
Yeah, yeah.
You can hang with the fellas because these are oud based fragrances. Royal Ouds are oud based fragrances, strong fragrance. Tabarone Millicene is like a cigar tobacco fragrance. Those are the kind of fragrances I'm hanging out with guys. That's what I do. I ain't trying to smell like no flowers around a bunch of guys.
Exactly.
Facts. Facts. Facts.
Right.
So
And like I think
but
go
that's the
ahead.
atmosphere, not necessarily who I'm hanging out with. It's the atmosphere I'm going into. If
Mm-hmm.
I'm going in to smoke a cigar, got me a nice glass of bourbon, I'll put this on because it just goes with the atmosphere. I mean,
Right.
the
Because
same.
I mean, when we link
Go
up
ahead.
later this summer, this probably won't be coming with me. Right.
Nah, bro. I hope not. I hope not. I got two for that. It is Falcon from Cesar and Burn. Those are the two that if I'm just hanging out with the guys, that's what I would wear.
Mm-hmm.
Those two.
Let me say this, guys. When we link up, I'm gonna bring some for you to smell
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
because it's just Dre and I, we have some that you guys don't have, and we don't have each other. So it's just a sample to see. Because if I say it's a great fragrance, I want y'all to be able to smell it too.
Oh,
Just
Mm-hmm.
definitely.
so it's not one of those things. I'm smelling, see what, man, you smell sweet today, bro. Right?
Well, it should go without saying that that's not what we meant, but yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
This is going public, so we want to make sure it's real clear.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I ain't got
What
that.
about you, Dre?
But
The
nah,
ones when you hanging out with the partners and stuff like that, you on the P5, y'all hanging out, whatever. What you have on?
whatever I want.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Because my thing is, I think for me, I don't really when I put stuff on, I never have dudes in mind. So
Right.
whatever I'm wearing, I'm just wearing whatever I want to wear. I don't
Mm-hmm.
like, and I completely understand you don't want to smell like flowers around your dude and them your
Yeah.
homeboys and nothing like that. But
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I literally never have them in mind when I'm throwing anything on.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, whatever I'm wearing at the time, I'm just wearing it.
So
I
when
don't have
you're in the
anything
truck,
specific.
you partner up with your co-driver. When you're in the truck, what are you wearing?
Whatever I took with me.
Mm-hmm.
And I usually I'll switch it up because I mean, and you got to look at it too. Like a lot of times I spend my time on the truck, so I don't really have a time to really show it off the way I need to show it off anyway. So I'm just wearing anything,
Yeah.
and then whoever is lucky enough to catch a whiff of it is just lucky enough. If not, then I'm just on the truck.
And I think this like I do. I have daily fragrances that I wear daily.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I have probably more expensive fragrance that I wear to certain events or certain areas or functions for that reason. So I think I'm the same way. I think you're the same way. What you probably wear at home is different when you out on the road working. That's just my opinion. I don't know. You may wear your expenses, but I don't know.
Well, I don't. Well,
Right.
I'm anything. Usually, I go with whatever I have new that I haven't tested that isn't like super limited or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But like as far as like anything else, like I think I'd probably take plum and cognac out there. I remember taking initio side effect, and that got a good response.
Mm-hmm.
I think a good
There's
fragrance
a few.
that would be Oud for Greatness. Oud for Greatness would be a good fragrance for that.
Yeah, I mean, and I do have. I mean, because this is like a really for me, it's like a testing phase. So if I can get any interaction from it out on the road, then I know it's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
I've had a couple of weird experiences, but you know, it's all part of the game, right?
Yeah, I
I
feel
had
you.
a white girl, start rapping Dr. Dre to me one time. I don't know what
I hate to say what you have on, player. What you have on?
To be honest with you, here's the weird part. I get
Uh,
these experiences, I have no idea what I have on. Like they'll freak me out because it's like I'll be in the middle of Wyoming and just I think I was in I was in as a matter of fact I was in Montana.
oh
And
shit.
that's when she
Okay.
started doing it. Like, hey, what's up, homie? I was like, oh my God, what's happening? So I completely forgot what I was wearing. So,
You ain't have on that Soldier Boy, did you?
no, sir.
Oh,
Not
You
doing
know
that.
Dre ain't messing with that S boy.
a
If
I don't
Soldier
care how
Boy.
good they say it is, I'm not wearing it.
you'd have put on Stetson, you'd have been in there, man.
You said some
Absolutely not.
Stetson. Good God.
Ooh.
You got that blast in the past, man.
I don't even know if you still find that stuff.
I don't know,
Hey,
man. And then in the country,
hey, Bernie, I got one for you. What kind of mood
What's
that
up?
Wild put you in?
Man, we had to cut the camera off, man. That wild dude do things, bro. That's a bad juice. Bad juice. I mean,
damn,
I've thrown it on or that a wild day like this to shift a mood. Like if I'm having a rough day or whatever, I may sometimes throw it on. And I guess what's in it is that vanilla and that rose, along with the other stuff that kind of just shifts it. Sometimes I do put on certain stuff in order to shift a mood.
I mean, does that work
Especially,
though? I mean, has anybody else done that where they've been feeling down or whatever, or not been having a good day, and they spray a fragrance and it completely changes how you feel?
I can
Yeah.
explain it to you once they through. Once they get through, I explain it to you what I do.
I was like, but I'm gonna be honest. For me,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it is the because I operate a little bit weirdly. I don't think it's the actual scent that's hyping my mood. I'm just so into fragrances that
Mm-hmm.
it's just being that it is a fragrance that I enjoy. That's kind of what changes it for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's not necessarily a certain scent that does it. It's just the fact that it is a scent and it's something different. Because I feel like it's kind of like when you what they say is like I think it's like an old saying or something like that, where they be like, "Don't take old stuff into the new year," and or don't take yesterday into the today and all that type of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
For me,
Mm-hmm.
it's like that. It's like, okay, I just had this on, so let me wipe that away. It'll take me a cool shower real quick, spray me something else on. Now I'm feeling a whole different mood now. But
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I didn't have earlier. I don't have earlier on me now.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm the
My
same.
nephew used to be like, "You smell like all day."
What you say, G?
I think I'm the same way. I think fragrances can take you away from where you are at the moment mentally, and you walk in, man, and you, damn, it smells good, man. You forget about and
Mm-hmm.
you think about how good fragrance smells, and whatever it was flexing you or bothering you. That's not even relevant anymore because you're
Mm-hmm.
aroma that you have on you that you sniffed or you sprayed, and you start marveling and man, like, man,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's some good stuff. So it
Mm-hmm.
can alter your thought process, and it can change your mood. Because
Mm-hmm.
when
Mm-hmm.
you were focused on something, now you're focused on something else that's pleasant to you, and this is people rather be more well positive thinking people would be uh, more focused on positive things than a negative. And then smelling, if you're in the fragrance, like Grace says, you're in the fragrances, you're gonna appreciate everything that you're getting out of this bottle versus the
Mm-hmm.
adversity you're faced with, and you're gonna just
Mm-hmm.
do a roundabout shift change on what's important, and this becomes important because this is what you like. This is what
Mm-hmm.
pleases you. The other stuff is gonna be a thing of the past, like Grace saying, you're gonna leave yesterday in yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
So I think
Real
it
talk.
can be a move.
Like one of the things that I do is like if something's happening, I go to the gym, get a good workout in, and then when I get back and take that shower, I grab that fragrance, and then all of a sudden I get that shift. And one of the things that with this topic, which kind of makes it different from us than let's say with let's say a female, men are not allowed to have moods. So we're constantly carrying things 24/7. You know what I'm saying? So fragrances may not do the shift that it may do for a female that it does for a male. But what I noticed that helped me a lot is if it's something heavy on me, I work out, give me a good meditation or whatever the case may be, take a shower, then I grab a fragrance, and no sooner than I put that fragrance on, all of a sudden, now I can lock in on what I need to do. And Dre kind of hit on something. You can't think about the past because the past start depression. You can't think about the future, that start anxiety. What that fragrance is really doing is drawing you into the now. And now you can refocus. Let me go ahead and handle what I need to handle. And then you push out. And then when that wind or whatever comes off that fragrance off your skin, you know the feeling. Your shoulders start getting up like, all right, let me go ahead and take care of that. And let me go ahead and get that in. But that's what I do a lot. And that's how I would shift, especially if I know I'm about to have a serious meeting with the mayor and all them different people. I had to get my mind right that morning. And then while I'm in the shower, I'm trying to think, all right, what would be the right scent for that setting? As well for me, as well to push out to wherever I'm going to. And Drake hit it dead on the head, focusing on the now. It brings you all into that now. You get that fragrance, and then you off doing whatever you need to do. What you about to say, Rock? Because Rock, man, Rock look like he about to pop off. Go ahead, Professor. Talk to us, Professor. Talk.
I mean, I don't even. I'm just sitting here contemplating if I even wanted to share, but
Go ahead.
everybody knows that my wife just recently passed away, and this
Mm-hmm.
past Thanksgiving, like I live in Colorado, but I'm
Mm-hmm.
from Detroit, and my family lives in Detroit, and
Mm-hmm.
so I wasn't able to go home this Thanksgiving, and most of my
Mm.
people that I associate myself with here were doing their things with their own family, so I really didn't have any plans for Thanksgiving, and I had wrapped my head around that. I was like, okay, I'm gonna just watch the football game and just sit in the house and not do anything. But soon as I, started messing with, okay, I'm about to take a shower and started messing with my
Mm.
fragrances and everything, I'm like, and as soon as I came up with what I'm wearing, just to sit in the house, and I was like, oh hell no, I'm not about to sit in this damn house.
I gotta hit these streets.
I'm about to hit these streets. Right. So, I got cleaned up or whatever. And of course, and I sprayed on. I went to the mall and well, the mall was closed, but the movie theater was there. The
Mm-hmm.
restaurants
Mm-hmm.
was there. I had me a nice meal. It just
Mm-hmm.
completely turned around my outlook for the day. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So it does have that power to do that.
I love that
Now, what?
story, man. Go ahead, Dwayne. I didn't want to cut you off, but I love that story because now you get into what I was saying. It really
I
helps
was
a
saying,
lot.
I think it just falls in line, kind of what I said. Is like it's just when you have, and it could really be for anything. Like when you just have a pure passion for something,
Mhm.
just messing with that passion can change the whole mood around. Because you came from being upset about something or anything, and then you said, okay, well, let me mess around with this. I'll
Right.
mess with it. It's just like if I was into vehicles, if
Mhm.
I'm sitting around and mad that I couldn't do something, and then I mess around and I'm about to be extreme, I can just go out and buy a new car for no reason at all. I mean, my whole mood is up now because this is something I have a pure passion for. Like
Right.
this is something that excites me.
Mhm.
I think that's what it is. I think that's kind of for me. It kind of goes along with the whole theme of it. It's like the whole mood change. I don't think it's any particular scent or anything
Gotcha.
like that. Really, that does the mood changing. It's just okay. I want to feel this way. I know this right here is gonna get me where I'm trying to be. Let me throw this on. Or oh
Mhm.
man, it's nice and bright outside. Let me go ahead and wear something nice and bright that'll get
Mhm.
noticed, but it's giving me that feeling.
Mhm.
I don't think it's
You
a
got
particular thing.
one thing I do is I look at the weather when I before I throw my fragrance on, and then I look outside to see whether the sun is shining or is it's cloudy, and then I go
Mm-hmm.
from there because when I can look at something and be like, okay, I want a bright scent because the sun is out, but if the sun ain't out, it like takes away from what that bright fragrance brought to the
Mhm.
table, right?
Mhm.
Because the day doesn't match it, right? And
Yeah.
so
Mhm.
the day doesn't match it, and so it's like it's one of those issues. Like if it's too late to change your fragrances, or you try to make it work regardless, right? Because I would wear the fragrance based on what I thought the day was going to bring, right? And so
Mhm.
I'm with
What
it.
about you, G? Talk to me, G. I know
Man,
you're talking about you wear certain stuff you feel like $1,000,000. So
I
do you have that same type of effect, or what is it that you have that in your collection that make you feel that way?
this one right here,
Oh.
What's that?
Jordan Amalfi. Creed.
Mm.
Oh, I ain't got that one yet.
That's another one.
Uh-oh.
The Sublime Vanille is another one.
Yeah.
And they just if I got Dockers on, man, I feel like I'm worth $1,000,000 till I look at the bank
Mm-hmm.
account and realize that
The account don't match the way you feel.
Gee, wow.
My account says $0, but I feel like that million.
Yeah, I got that million. Yeah, I'm smelling good out here in these
I
streets.
mean, that's pretty much any time though. I mean, with what we wear,
Yeah.
and especially, I'm like, shit, I might not have man, please, but I'm gonna smell like I got
yeah.
fucking $1,000,000.
And this one right
Mm-hmm.
here, this is good night afternoon scent. This is the original Sentinel Creed.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But this is a good afternoon. They say a date night scent, but this is a good one for that. And
Mm-hmm.
this one, Silver Mountain Water, I'll let Rock say what it is because it's a good. It really, no, it really is a good one.
No, I love
It's
it.
good. I mean, it doesn't last worth a damn, but it's good.
Oh Lord, here we go. Now
But
here in the episode.
ain't Millicene Imperial the same way?
No, Millicent Imperial last while.
I've heard it's gone in 5 minutes. I heard it's like a Joe Paul.
He said like Joe Paul.
The
I
thing
said
with
it's gone in 60 seconds.
But leave living alone about them creeds. Leave living
no,
alone about them creeds.
no,
This is another.
they look close to they lay close to your skin, man. You go nose blind about an hour
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is
because
another one.
I first got
This
into
is
them. I'm like, man, I don't even smell the thing anymore. And I walk down 3 hours later, somebody like, dang, you smell good. I'm like, how you smell it?
No, it happened to me like that. It happened to me like that. I was and it's crazy because I was in a particular area where something else was supposed to be overpowering my scent. And I live in Colorado, so use your imagination. Right. So I walked in there. Yeah, it took him a minute. Now you understand. Right. Yeah, I walked in there and the security guard, he was like, damn, you smell good, brother. And I was like, damn, you smell me? Right. Because I mean, it was during lunch hour from the job. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna use my lunch hour to go handle this business. And I walked in, security guard like, oh, you smell good, brother. I'm like, out of all this other stuff in the air, you smell me. And I was wearing a Ventus. I was wearing a Ventus cologne at the time. And so, right.
But
that was a good one.
That's just where this stuff is made, man.
Yeah.
You go nose blind to it.
I was like, that's what I was hearing. That would stop me from getting it. Because I'm like, man, somebody said it was gone in 60 seconds. I'm like, man.
You said you worked at Joe Malone.
That was Joe Malone out here, man.
Last time I wore a Millicent Imperial, I thought it was gone 8 hours later. I just walked through, the wind blew, and I could smell it.
That's the one with the watermelon, right?
Yeah, it's supposed to be like watermelon. Yeah.
I might have to go ahead and get it then.
Yeah,
I was afraid it was one of those quick run bys.
You have to know, and we did a show on this. You have to know the product that you're getting and know what to expect from it. And people all the time, they go out and, like we said in another show, and I don't remember which one, they'll go out and the first niche product is the Ventus. They'll spend all this money on the Ventus when they used to buying low dollar designers, and all of a sudden they get the Ventus and they're like, okay, I can only smell it 4 hours or maybe 2 hours, but the $99 fragrance I could smell 3 days later. So they get disappointed, not knowing what it was designed and meant for. It's not if you're looking for a bold, bright scent that's gonna project 6 miles out, get away from Free. That ain't what you want to do.
6 miles is crazy.
I mean, with that Aventus DNA, if you're looking for something like that, then you might well go with Hachivat, because Hachivat does that. Hachivat will push out. Hachivat will last 6 to 8 hours. This, that, and the other. The difference between Hachivat and Aventus, you got to like oak moss instead of the smoke, and so.
But there's actually another one I know of that lasts forever. Like it'll last you a smooth 4 or 5 days when you put it on. It's called glue. So it'll stick to you forever. Glue. You put glue on yourself. Yeah, glue. You put glue on yourself, it's gonna last forever. It's never going anywhere.
Rubber cement.
Rubber cement. You put that on yourself. Well, you gotta stop going out to these cheapies. These cheapies got a whole bunch of chemicals in it that's gonna make it. It's gonna stay on you forever because it's inside of your skin now. You got acid on you. Stop spraying acid on yourself, man. Go get some good stuff.
Hey, Rob.
What up?
Rob.
What up?
Has Andre been to Colorado lately?
Oh shit! Oh shit!
It's been a while.
He over there talking about glue and stuff, man.
The problem, Rich, G-Man, is that the grass over here is green. In Alabama, it's still brown. So that's the problem.
Oh damn!
Very true. I can't because I think Texas is green over there too. Like we're still
too cold. We ain't got grass. It's laying dormant right now.
No, y'all got it over there. Like we haven't fertilized yet, so we still waiting on the okay.
Well, yeah.
I need to take a trip on out to Colorado though, because I heard there's a nice scenery out that way. Out that way. I heard about that.
It's
I
nice.
think I'm gonna go ahead and take a trip.
It's nice.
Rock got it sewn up, so just know you can't compete. Rock got everything sewn up out there.
Nah, there's somebody else out there got it all sewn up.
Yep.
Oh,
Prime time Deion Sanders.
His mentee.
Prime.
Mentee.
Huh?
That's his mentee, huh?
Yeah, prime time Deion Sanders. He got it all sold up.
He
He
got
came
it
over
up.
here and took over.
All right, fellas.
Mhm.
This is a great episode. I hope everyone enjoyed. Please subscribe, like, share the podcast if you like the content. Thanks for sitting in with the Frag Illuminati. What we have next week? What's on deck next week, G man?
I don't know right now, man. It's kind of hard to come up with these topics after we complete a show and y'all clown like y'all clown, man.
Well, I mean, shoot, y'all tell us what y'all want us to talk about, and we'll talk about that. And then we actually will come up with a live where y'all can come on with us, and as long as y'all ain't with no buffoonery, because we will kick you off. And you can talk to the Frag Illuminati, and we can have a conversation, right?
No doubt.
So y'all let us know what y'all want to talk about, and we can go from there. Coming down the pipe. We are all planning a meeting later.
No, we're not. No, we're not. No, we're not. No, we're not.
No. I'm talking about amongst ourselves.
No, we're not.
We're not. You don't want to? Okay, we're not.
It's out there now. You done let the cat out the bag.
No, he's talking about the group, the Illuminati group.
I know. I'm just.
He still didn't want nobody to know.
No, I didn't know. My bad. I didn't know.
He didn't know in the upper episode we had already talked about.
I was trying to promote a live.
No.
Right. I was trying to promote a live show, but however y'all
Yeah.
want to talk about it later.
We are.
Right.
Dre wild as hell, man. All right, so we're gonna take us on out, Rock. Look at you. Take us on out, Rock.
Look, follow us on Instagram. If you like us, subscribe, all that good stuff. We the Illuminati, y'all.
Peace. That man said, know that. He said, know that. Dre wild as shit. He said, I don't want nobody knowing. Fuck that.